Going to be using a 4mm hook, and I am going to start with a slip knot. I'm going to chain 39, but you can chain any odd number that you want. For row 1, we will start in the second chain from the hook, and this is where we will make our first 5 single crochet together. So second chain from the hook, and I'm going to start in the back bump. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. We're going to do this 4 more times. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through. You should now have 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all of your loops, and then we will do a yarn over and pull through to lock it in, and that creates the first star center that we will have. So we will repeat that process all the way down the row, and where you do your 5 single crochet together. But to do all of the rest of them, now that we have the first one established on our foundation chain, each little star thing that you do is only going to take 2 of the chains off of your foundation chain, because the other 3 are going to come from what you already have established. So the first one is going to go into the eye or center of your star. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then the next one is going to go right here in this loop that is closest to the outside edge. So insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through, and then your third one is going to be into that last chain that you went into from your first star. Yarn over, pull through, and now we are going to go on to the 4th one and the 5th one. We're going to go back onto our foundation chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and the next one, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You should have 6 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. Yarn over, pull through to lock it in. And that is what it will look like. And you just continue that pattern until you have 1 chain left. So go to the first one and go to the second one, and then the third, once you get past the first row, it'll be a lot easier to hold on to your project. But this first row, doing these stars in the foundation chain, can be a little bit of a slow process, but it will get better. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and repeat that all the way down until I have one left. Okay, I'm at the end where I have one chain left, and in that is going to be one half double crochet. That's the end of row 1. Turn your work. And for row 2, we will chain 2. The first stitch is going to be a half double crochet. I'm going to move my tail up through here so it's easier to weave in. Okay, now I'm going to do a half double crochet in the first stitch. When you get that first stitch in row 2, I highly recommend a stitch marker. Marker in there. And then we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the center that we made, the little round center of the stars. So right here, these little holes right here where we did our chain 1 to lock it in, and then we started the next star in those little eye centers. That is where you are going to put 2 half double crochets in each one of those. So that first one should be right there next to the half double crochet that you just did. I'm going to continue doing 2 half double crochets in every little eye center until I have 1 chain left. Okay, you can see I'm at the end where I have 1 of those eye centers left and then 1 stitch after that. So I'm going to put 2 half double crochets in the little star center. And then I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in that last stitch. One thing that I'm going to do, just so that it looks like it's more finished, is this is the last stitch, but you can see that there's kind of a knot here where the foundation chain started. So if we just put our stitch in here, then we're going to have this little piece sticking out. So I'm going to go yarn over and then insert into that loop. And then I'm going to take this loop right here and put it over my hook so that it's attached. And then yarn over, pull through. Okay. And that gives it a nice clean edge for your finished edge. So that's the end of row 2. For row 3, we're going to turn our work, and this time we're going to chain 3. But you can see back here where our complete star now is, because the row 1 started the star, kind of the starburst look, and then row 2, by putting those 2 half double crochets in the center, it gave it the other side of the star that it needed to make a complete circle. So now we are going to chain 3. We're going to do the same thing that we did on row 1, but since we are only going to use, since we don't have a foundation chain, this sort of mimics what we did in the foundation chain. Insert your hook into that next chain next to the hook, yarn over, pull through, insert to the next one, yarn over, pull through. Now we're going to go into the first stitch in that row, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, the second stitch, and the third stitch. And just like before, you have 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all of them, yarn over, pull through to lock it in. I'm going to take my stitch marker, I'm going to leave this stitch marker here, the stitch marker over here, not on the one where we locked it in, but on the very first stitch. You don't want to lose track of this stitch, because when you go down and come back around, you will be putting your 2 half double crochets in that eye center when you come back, and sometimes when you do that, it can pull this stitch away to where you don't notice where it is. So I like to use the stitch marker on both ends when I do this particular stitch, because it's pretty easy to lose track. So now you just do the same thing that you did in row 1, where you start your next little star in the center, then go to the next stitch, the next little loop, then the base of that, and then now we're going to use up 2 stitches on our chain, on our row. Just repeat that all the way to the end until you have 1 stitch left, which will be where the stitch marker is. Now that you have something to hold on to, your work will go a lot faster, because those all of the loops and the stitches will be much easier to insert your hook once you have something to hold on to like this. Okay, I have 3 loops left, so I will do the last star. So to link this last stitch with the half double crochet that goes in the end, just to give it a more tight end so you don't have a gap there, I will insert a hook into the center and then insert into the stitch on the row, the chains on the row. That was already getting stretched out, so if I hadn't had the stitch marker there, it would have been hard to find it. And then now you yarn over and pull through like you normally would with a half double crochet, and then yarn over and go through all 3 stitches. And that'll give it a nice clean edge so you won't have a big gap. I should have done that one here. So turn, chain 2, half double crochet in the first stitch, and I'm going to put a stitch marker there. And then 2 half double crochets in the eye center all the way across in every one of them. And this is basically a repeat of row 2, and the rest of your project will be a repeat of rows 2 and 3. So since this is row 2, when you finish this row, you do row 3 and then back to 2 and keep alternating rows 2 and 3 until your project is complete. This is the finished project. This is the front side where you can really see all of the different star shapes. And then on the back side, you can still see them, but not as well.